1994, Leon the Professional, with Jean Reno as Leon the Professional, Gary Oldman as the crooked detective, and Natalie Portman as the 9-year-old girl whose whole family has been killed, so she decides she wants to become a hitman just like Leon. I don't know when I first saw this movie, but it's a spectacular movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch Leon the Professional. I learned just today that there was a sequel written to this and planned called Mathilda. Of course it would be called Mathilda. Why wouldn't it be called Mathilda? But the studio wouldn't let Luc Besson develop it because he left that studio and they held the rights and they were pissed at him for leaving, so he doesn't get to make that movie. So what did he do? He made that movie with a different character, and that movie is Colombiana, which is why he's credited as a co-writer of that movie. So in that movie, Zoe Saldana plays the role of Catelaya, who is a grown woman who is an assassin who has a backstory almost identical to Matilda's, except for she starts in Colombia versus wherever The Professional takes place. I did not know all these things. I knew that Luc Besson was involved with Colombia, and I thought, well, this makes sense because it's remarkably similar to The Professional. What I didn't know was that that was effectively meant to be a sequel to The Professional. So that kind of blew my mind when I read that. But what I wanted to happen, when I realized Luc Besson was a co-writer of both of these, where he wrote one and co-wrote the other, I want to see a film where it's Matilda versus Catelaya. I think that will put seats in the theater. And what I think the typical Hollywood thing would be for them to fight and then realize they have a common enemy and then they come together and then they conquer that enemy and then they live happily ever after or whatever. But I think the real thing is one of them has to die. Maybe both of them die. Maybe one kills the other and raises her orphaned daughter. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. But my question is, if you're one of these actresses, Zoe Saldana or Natalie Portman, and you're in this film and you fight each other, do you want your character to be victorious? Or do you want to add an epic death scene to your resume? And is there any way on earth we could get this movie made? I'm just one guy with an idea, and I don't own the rights to any of these things. I'm just saying, I would watch this movie. I think other people would watch this movie. I don't want to watch this fan idea movie of Jason Statham and Zoe Saldana. I like Jason Statham, but he's got his own things going on.